class, it's time to start the exciting study of World War I and the aftermath in America. I will be presenting with information, and you are welcome to ask any questions as we go along. So, during as well as after the First World War, lots of things happened, and the nations worldwide were affected. The economy was hit vigorously, and the society was shaken up, not to mention the death toll of 100,000 of only Americans.
Who were the losers in World War I?
Germany, Austria, Russia, and Hungary were the ones that were called the Central Powers.
Who were the big winners of the war?
Those were the Soviet Union, the United States, Italy, and Britain, who were called the Allied Forces.
How was America useful in the war?
During the war, the nation supplied other countries with war goods and resources that they needed. As a result of this, America made a profit and many jobs were created. It brought in money, a trading system, and a more stable America.
How was the economy both before and after the war?
America had a great economic power in the world during the 1920s, and this was a lot thanks to World War I and the way the country participated, as I mentioned previously. However, when the war was over, and despite the fact that the Allies, which America was a part of, won, the economy took a sudden turn later on.
What was the effect on the people in America?
The farmers were failing. They used a lot of money on their new plows, machinery, and a lot of more land for production. However, the high prices made it hard for them to afford the supplies because around that time, still half of the Americans' economy was dependent on the jobs in agriculture. For many Americans, the 1920s was a decade of poverty. It was more than 60% of the population that was living under the poverty line. These people were most likely to be the farmers, women, or African Americans. But most of all, it was hardest for the African Americans in the deep South states, where the majority of black people lasted of poverty and racism.
Were there any other significant events that made a change in the U.S.?
Some of the changes in the U.S. include prohibition of alcohol, more and more people started to move into the city, and the obvious revolution in the role of women. Alright guys, now you have some background information about the war, and it is time for us to go to a museum and look at some of the effects of the war that I've just mentioned. To ask any questions as we go along. Voice crack.
How was America useful in the war?
Alright. On new plows. Is it called plows or what is it?
Oh my god.
I say nation way too much.